I think we got it there. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Dan Vino Podcast. Like for you to go to my YouTube channel, DanVinoDivision.com. When you get there, I need you to hit like, leave a comment if you like, but most of all, I need you to hit the subscribe button. I have another very special guest today. He is a Karatbar affiliate, and he will be sharing with us what is real money. Well, you're going to be surprised. Some of you going to be shocked. You've been chasing the wrong thing. I got my man, Fitzgerald Stevens, going to educate you. So get ready, y'all. Make that stimulus check work. He's going to show you how. Come on, y'all. Put your hands together for my boy, Fitzgerald Stevens.
Well, Mr. Davidson, I never had a introduction quite like that. Thank you very much. Good seeing you again, my friend. And so good evening, everyone. My name is Fitzgerald Stevens. I am an entrepreneur, as I like to call it, by way of here in Tampa, Florida, which is where I reside. I want to pose a question to you, and hopefully everyone can see and hear me fine. I want to pose a question to you. Okay, the economy is in shambles. People are losing their jobs. Businesses are shutting down. Homes are being foreclosed. Evictions are on the rise. Divorces are going up because of a lot of the financial calamities. Unfortunately, much debt. A couple $1 trillion has been added onto the debt load. You can't travel. We're in a state of that we really have not quite seen before. I know with me being in my 55 years of living on God's earth, has never seen anything with this type of effect. So what is your plan? What's your financial plan? Now, what is the plan that you have in place to make sure that the economy of your home is uninterrupted? Not only uninterrupted, but thriving. What's your plan? How will you continually to increase your income in your home? Or how will you continually to be able to prosper despite what's going on in the global economy? What is your plan? No. So if you don't have a plan, I submit to you, you better come up with one just as quickly as you can. Listen, the times are changing now. We're finding out that what real money is and definitely what money is not. Let me tell you what money is not. Money is not paper. Money is not paper. When I say paper, I'm talking about fiat currency. Fiat currency, whether it's your US dollars, your Nigerian naira, your Japanese yen, your South African rand, your French franc, your British pound, whatever you want to call it. That is not money. That is paper that has been determined of value by God knows who to be able to purchase God knows what. It's perceived money. No, that's not money at all. I used to think that. Now, I don't know if you're a follower of the news, the financial news, whether like the Bloomberg report or CBS Market Watch or CNN Money, a couple of those, the Barron's reports, a couple of those channels. Well, there was an interesting article that happened today. You can look it up. It said that Warren Buffett, the great billionaire investor called the Oracle Omaha. Check this out. This man dumped a lot of his bank stocks, including Goldman Sachs, which he picked up on a fire sale back in the 2008 debacle when he had to give them money. And you know what he did with that money? He got rid of a lot of his banking stocks. Chase Morgan, giants. And this guy is a ultra investor, considered one of the best, if not the top in the world. You know what he did with that money? He invested it in a company called Barrick Gold. Barrick Gold, which is based out of Toronto, Ontario. Okay, which has 13 gold mines, if not more, around the world. Gold is money. Now, we have to look at what the successful people are doing. We have to look at what the billionaires are definitely doing and what they're doing. Many of them are getting out of cash as fast as they can. See, the purpose of cash, when you acquire cash, is not to save it in the bank. Why are you going to save something in the bank that's probably paying you like 1% or less than 1% now? And why are you doing that? How are you growing your wealth? By holding it in a bank. The wealthy don't do that. What they do, besides paying themselves first, they pay themselves, but they put that money in assets. I was listening to one of my guys who I enjoy with financial advice, my gentleman by the name of Grant Cardone. If you haven't listened to him, please come and subscribe to his YouTube. That man plays it on a scale like few people do. But he does real estate, and has several thousands of real estate properties, pretty much all over the country. I was looking at a video last night, and he's teaching his daughter about money. He said, he was counting out like a couple $100 bills, and he was saying, honey, this in essence, this isn't money. What Papa does is what he does. He takes this stuff right here and he puts it into an asset. He puts it into real estate. Now, and he said, now, if you had would you rather have $1,000 or $10,000, or would you rather have the property? And being Grant Cardone's child, she said, hey, I'd rather have the property. He said, because you know what, this is going to be, in essence, this is going to go down. The property is going to go up. Now, what you need to not only seek to park your money in assets. And what do I mean by assets? We hear that word a lot, but let's really understand it in its simplest terms. An asset is simply something that you acquire that is going to increase in value as time goes by. Okay. In a liability is something that you acquire that is going to decrease in value as time goes by. A new car, it's not an asset. That's a liability, because as soon as you get the car, as soon as you get the keys and you all jacked and stuff like that, and you sign the papers, and you're feeling that new car smell, as soon as you took it off the parking lot, it's already written down in value. That's why a lot of times it doesn't make sense to buy new cars. Let someone else take depreciation off of that, and then you just you buy it far as for what it's going with after depreciation. They arrive just very well. I happen to like Audi A8s. I love Audi A8s, and I enjoy Porsches, but I particularly like Audi A8s. Well, even if I could go out and get the 2021 right now, I probably wouldn't do it. I'll probably jump back down to a 2019. All of a sudden, that 80,000 Audi, I could pick it up something like 65,000. Wow. And if not, and my negotiating skills are better, with cash in hand, probably like 59. As long as I have cash in hand. Why am I going to take that depreciation by getting $80,000 and immediately start going down? That doesn't make sense. A house can be an asset. Those are assets, provided you own it, provided you have adhere to the number one rule of real estate: location, location, location. And then you can see that home appreciating in value with the equity that is occurring on that from what you bought for to what is rising right now. We can see that like in situations or more the uber rich, say someone to go out and buy like a $40 million Andy Warhol painting. And if you don't understand that, you're like, man, why the heck someone buying that painting? Why are someone's doing that? Simple.
Right.
But they pay $40 million for it today, probably like 7 years, 10 years from now, they're able to sell it for like $49 million. So they made $9 million just by it increasing in value. So we have to learn what real money is. And then we want to acquire real money. A friend of mine, and a former, not a former, but a fellow entrepreneur in the business that I am getting ready to talk to you about, Mr. Michael Delco. He said the order for something to be considered money, it must store its value. It must store its value. Okay. Other words, it must be just as much as, other words, it must store its labor, should I say. Other words, it must be just as valuable, if not more valuable, today, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, as it was when you first got it. Okay, therefore that eliminates paper money, because paper money is subject to a term called inflation. Inflation is nothing more than termites to your money. In other words, it eats the purchasing power and it erodes the purchasing power. That's why it takes more of it to purchase the same goods and services. Right. In order to prove that to you and to hit it very home, just go to your local grocery store. Right. Look at what the price of food is doing right now. Well, we all have to eat, but look at what it's doing. I mean, to give you an example, back in the 70s, you got to say like, well, maybe this is, that was the 70s, 40 something years ago. Okay, well, stay with me. In the 70s, not only were my parents able to go into a local grocery store, they were able to go into the grocery store. My father, who had a family of 5 of us. I'm the oldest of 3 sons, and so he could take like $120, go to the Kroger's in Canton, Ohio, and I kid you not, we would come out of there with 2 shopping carts full of food, including stuff that was underneath the carts. 2 shopping carts. My parents bought food for the month.
My God, man, for 100 and what?
He would do it for $120, and we would have 2 shopping carts, full of food, dog food, dog food included, whatever we want, and also include the sweet cereal I used to like to sneak in there without daddy knowing it. $120. He could feed a family of 5. He could, he could take care of his whole household off one income. My God, we had something like a 3,000 square foot home right on Reed Street in Malvern, Ohio. The dad told me later that he paid $24,000 for it. That's all the house cost. Well, now question. Let's fast forward to 2020 right now. What would $120 buy you? What would $120 buy you? Okay, $120. You may get half of 1 cart full. That's depending on how they stack the buggy and everything like that. But I could literally go down to the local Publix down here in Florida, and I go often. I could take $80 and get some albacore tuna and some organic chicken, or in my thing, I like to have fresh salmon and lamb, fresh lamb and things like that, asparagus, good vegetables and stuff like that. But my God, I could spend $80 and I could walk out probably about five, no more than 6 bags. I could carry the bags in my hand, and far as looking like that probably will last me, depending on how I eat it and stuff like that. Maybe a little over a week, and then I have to go out and do it right now. I'm paying $20 down here for haircuts. I remember, that not too long ago, at one time they used to be $5. So stuff is relative. So we see that is stuff getting higher? You think stuff is getting higher? I submit to you, it's not getting higher. It just takes more of your dollars to acquire the same amount of goods. So you're spending more of your dollars to acquire the same amount of good. Your purchasing power is going down, and so it takes you more dollars to acquire that. And then wages are not keeping up with the cost of living. Okay, right. What I when I'm going to talk to you about a business is going to allow you to solve so many problems right now. And the name of that business is called Karatbars International. Karatbars International is an e-commerce business. It is based in Stuttgart, Germany, started in 2011 by Dr. Harold Seitz. Okay, it is the largest distributor of small gram gold increments in the world. Okay, and now understand this: gold is money. Gold is money. Gold holds its value. And are you guys looking at what are you looking at what gold prices are doing right now? What they've been doing for the last couple of weeks? At one time, they went over $2,000 per an ounce. It's going to get back up there. It's going to get back up there because the people understand that they need to be able to store their labor in something that's going up. So when I say the largest distributor of small gram gold increments, that's exactly what I mean. This right here is a product that we call cash gold, 0.1 gram. You see that little shiny thing in there? That is 0.1 gram of gold. Now I could go ahead and acquire this about cheaper than what I can go out and acquire a Wendy's value meal or McDonald's value meal. I don't recommend you eat too much of that all the time, but I can go out there and acquire that, and this is going to go up. Or I can go out there and a simple thing, I can acquire like a 1 gram gold card or a 2.5 gram gold card or a 5 gram gold card. So what I do and what we do at Karatbars, we simply exchange a portion of our paper dollars into gold.
Right.
Gold is automatically causing our wealth to go up. Okay. Now let you get like this. Now this is typically a business card holder, right? Okay. Right. Mine is filled with gold. Okay. This is how mine is. Now this is one of my portfolios right here. But if you notice something right here, this is in my hands. That right here, that's like a 2.5 row of 2.5 gram gold cards.
So that's physical gold.
Yeah, this is real gold, physical gold in my hands, and that's one thing. And that's one thing that makes it so powerful because the gold is in my hand. I'm not talking about gold certificate. I'm talking about physical gold that I can take. Now, Karatbars has very unique features. They put security features on their gold. You can take it down, take it to a gold dealer. You can sell it. You can do whatever. You can trade it. I don't recommend you sell this, and here's why. Why? When I came a part of Karatbars,
it keeps going up, bro.
Back in 2015, January 14, 2015. 7:30 p.m., 17 degrees, Buffalo, New York. Mr. Michael Delco, a friend of mine who I have had the pleasure of knowing since 1998. He said, "Hey Fitzgerald, I have this business. It's free to join, and it deals with gold." I said, "Sign me up," and I was able simply to register for a business. As in Mr. Danny is going to put his link there, and you can register in his business just like I registered Mr. Delco business. And instantly, once I did that, I was in business like 124 countries around the world. Okay, now we're up to 149. So let me tell you about another thing like that. So I collect this now. Back then, I'm paying like $1,100 with it just by me holding this. Just by me holding this right now, my wealth has went up. I can literally put this in a coffee can, take it up to my parents' house in Alabama, bury it under the pecan tree. I got it right in my head on the family farm, and when I dig it up next year, it'll be worth more than what it was just.
Come on, man, you preaching, boy.
Those are assets. That's what you want to acquire. Now, would you rather have gold? Or the equivalence of that in paper money?
Come on, man.
Which would you rather have? Well, Fitzgerald, how I spend it. You don't. We're not talking about spending assets. Now, remember when I said, we operate in business right now in 149 countries? Well, number one, you have your assets that's going up in value. See, if I was to say, hey, Mr. Davidson, can you give me change? Here's $100 bill. Can you please give me change?
Right.
Okay, he can give me 100 ones. He can give me 10 tens. He can give me 5 20s. It doesn't make a difference. Did I buy money from him? All I did was exchanged it. You know, on the paper, something's going down, and I exchanged it into gold that's going up. So he's got the better buy. You know, obviously he would, if I'm giving him back gold. As a matter of fact, right here, gold is probably about like $65 or something per gram right now.
Bro, it's higher than that. Okay. It's higher. It's about 80. It's about 80.
$80 per gram. So let me ask you this, and I'll just use our host for example. I contract him for $80 worth of services, and I say, okay, can I pay you in gold? This is a gram of gold, about the equivalent of what you want.
Right.
Would you take it? Or would he say, no, Mr. Fitzgerald, you got to give me the cash. I got to have the cash.
Right.
Well, if he was smart, he would take the gold. Because the gold is going to continually going up in value. Meanwhile, the cash is going to continually going down in value. I promise you within 4 months, 6 months from now, groceries are going to go up higher still. I promise you,
what's going up now, bro? It's going up.
The services are going to still keep going up. Okay. So now we're exchanging our paper dollars into gold. Once we have our own gold savings account through Karatbars, which is free to join. Number 2, you must have your own business in this nation if you're going to thrive. Let me tell you why. Because if you don't, if you're a regular employee, with getting a W-2 form, okay, do you realize you're taxed at practically the highest bracket? Look for 40% of your income to be taken without your permission in taxes.
Right.
Some places like Florida is lower than that because, as opposed to New York or Illinois, because we don't have a state income tax down here. So that's why Texas doesn't have a state income tax. Tennessee doesn't have a state income tax. So you have somewhat advantages, but you know what? We're all going to be subject to federal taxes or maybe city taxes, depending on where you live. Okay, you dealt with the close to 40% income. Now, many taxes 40% on your income rather. Okay, many people used to think, okay, if I can get to that magic figure, 6 figures. Okay, all right. Let's say you make your 6-figure, $100,000 a year. Well, based on the analogy that I just stated, if you're getting taxed 40% of that, you only have $60,000 to work with. Oh, incidentally, you got to pay sales taxes on your food. Right. You got to pay property taxes. You got to pay vehicle emission taxes in some states. So, you got to pay tolls. So you have all these little hidden fees that you're literally bleeding from 1,000 cuts. One of the reasons that made me take a look at this so bad, not only because I was looking for my own business, I knew I had to have that. And I started my career at Karatbars at 50 years old. When I was, we had did some taxes. My wife and I think prior to that year, and I said, baby, we made $70,000 last year. Where did the money go? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment in Buffalo, New York. I was driving a 1995 Toyota Camry with close to 300,000 miles. She was driving a better car, a 1999 Camry with over 200,000 miles. We wasn't traveling to the French Riviera. We weren't going to the Super Bowl. She wasn't wearing Prada shoes or Coach bags. I wasn't wearing Pierre Cardins or Gators or whatever the heck you want to call them. But yet we can miss a paycheck. Why? Why were we like that? Well, simply because we didn't have any way to write those taxes off. We wasn't saving an asset. So it literally took us everything we had just to live. If we were to get away with a little time, we'd probably go up to Toronto. When I lived in Buffalo, Toronto was like an hour and a half away. So that was the major city. So I was, go over to Canada, but couldn't do anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Couldn't really do anything. And so I knew that was a futile example. We wasn't getting anywhere. But now before I understood the tax quadrant and things like that, I thought, well, maybe you go out there and get a second job. Well, I'm a firm believer that 2 jobs are for 2 people.
Right.
Okay. So what you need is another income stream. You need a business, because when you have a business, you can have write-offs with tax write-offs that you couldn't get as a regular employee without the business. For example, this internet stream that Mr. Davidson is speaking of, he's talking business. He can write it off. The cell phone call that I make with my business, I can write the bill off. My mileage, I can write that off. As a matter of fact, I can go to where he is. We can talk business. I can get at a nice restaurant. You know, let's just say we get a meal and it costs us about $100. You know, and just sitting down there eating, and I just happen to talk business 1 iota as far as with this business. I could take that whole bill and I can write that whole bill off at the end of the year. That's a business expense. That's a meal plus the mileage, stuff like that. So if I'm able to cut my taxes down, which you will be able to do with having a business, you can cut your tax bill practically in half, depending on the write-offs that you get, from 40 to 20%. So I just gave you 20 more percent of your income back in your house. Okay. Number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, you must build another income stream outside your employee, but outside your line of work. You have to build another income stream. You have to build something what I call residual income. You know, you need to literally figure out a way to how to make money while you sleep. Now, Mr. Davidson is younger than me, and you know, I like to think I'm about just as strong as I was at 25. Probably it's not true, but I like to think I am. You know, I still keep myself in shape and everything like that. But to make a simple analogy, let's just say, you know, let's just say I say, I'm going to challenge you, Mr. Davidson. I'm going to challenge you to a tug of war. Okay, I'm going to challenge you to $500 for a tug of war. You accept my challenge? Well, after he finishes laughing at me, he said, "Man, Fitzgerald, I know you're an elder man, man. You what in essence he has called me, oh, you're an elder, man. I don't want to do that. You're such a nice guy." So, man, don't ever worry about me. Do you want to accept the challenge or not? I got this $500 for you. You know, do you want it or not? He said, well, okay, if you put it like that, I'll indulge you. So I appreciate that, because we agreed to meet at a park or somewhere like that. Okay, so he said, so we get there, and we get to the park, and he notices there's somewhere like like five guys in the stands. Well, he don't know if they're playing basketball or whatever they're doing. You know, he doesn't know. And so I'm already lined up, and he's like still trying to talk now to Mr. Fitzgerald. You know, I got a lot of respect for you, my elder. I said, man, quit talking. Get over there. Let's do business.
Right.
And so he said, okay, you know, and so he gets on the side, because in his mind, you know, I'm going to just take this guy's money. You know, no big deal. You know, I was, I'm diesel strong right now. Okay. All right.
Right.
Right. And so we line up, but before we start, I said, wait a minute. I said, gentlemen, and I called the other 5 guys, and they walk out of the stands and they get on my side, line up behind me with the rope. He's like, what are you doing? I said, well, I challenge you to a tug of war. You didn't say I couldn't bring anybody. Okay. And he is going to lose every time. I'm going to take his $500. He's going to be felt cheated, you know, but he wasn't, but he didn't. Why wasn't he cheated? You know, I had leverage. He doesn't. Okay. I have leverage. He doesn't. Follow me very closely, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So I'm going to beat him every time. Well, I'm going to take his $500 with the 5 guys. Maybe I'll break them off about like $100, but like $50 a piece. They made $50 in less than 10 minutes of work. They happy. I kept the $350. So I made $350 by utilizing their strength to beat him. Okay. Right. Now, that's what the wealthy do. That's what business owners do. They use leverage. They duplicate their time and their money by having a wealth system that other people work in.
Right.
No, and other people work in. So if you don't have that and you just have you, what if something happens to your job? You're fired. You get sick. You go through a divorce. You know, a child has to be attended to. The job says, "Hey, we're moving to Indiana. You coming?" And you can't pull up your life. Okay, you don't have a job because it's just you provided for. What did they come in and say? You know, this coronavirus has shut us down. We're having you to stay home. You're like, what are we going to do? What is the government going to do? No, it's not what the government going to do. What you're going to do? You didn't have leverage. The business owners have leverage, and you know, and they get wealthier off of your efforts and everybody else's efforts. You know, but you, because you just had you, and something happens to you or that job, you're done. You're one of those people looking at, well, how can we save our home? Or the government ought to give us jobs, or the government. I mean, I kind of laugh at that. The government's responsibility is not to give you jobs. The governments are not the responsibility to get that. I'll even say it's foolish to even think that someone owes you a living. People don't owe you anything. Okay, it's your job to take care of your household. You have to figure out the way to make it happen.
Can I ask you a quick question? Do the government have a capitalism mindset, and they're trying to get us to think like them, and not communism? They trying to. They have
a capitalism mindset. You're the capital,
right?
You're the capital. You know, so you're the capital used to make them money. You know, that's
why the Bible says you must be the head and not the tail. Stop trying to get the government to give you something when you can be the head. And that's what the carrot bar does. It gives you the opportunity to get in where you fit in. Man, I got started with like $20. Get in where you fit in. You know, begin to start thinking capitalism. What you're trying to teach the people tonight is that they want to start their own business and develop this mindset and get ahead by taking their currency and exchanging it for gold.
Yes, sir. That's only one of 4 ways of my plan right here to make wealth. Okay, we said we're taking our paper money, we're exchanging the gold. In other words, we're exchanging an asset. Number 2, we have created our own business that we can realize tax breaks from, which also increases our wealth and keeps more of our purchasing power of us to roll more of that in assets. Number 3, we're creating a residual income. We're leveraging the efforts of others. And finally, number 4, you must have a way to transfer that wealth into your descendants or your family. Right. Without being able to do that, you set them up for failure because you're not leaving them anything to work with. In the book of Proverbs, it says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So if you're not thinking at least 2 generations ahead, you might want to really rethink that. The same book also says this: the rich rule over the poor. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Okay, then it says that after that it says train up a child the way he should go, and when he is old he will not depart from us. Now many of us think like, well, you train them up in the scriptures, and this is true, you know, and when they come old they're going to return to it. Look at the context of what it's saying. The 2 preceding verses said this: the rich rule over the poor, the borrower is servant to the lenders, train up a child way he should go. So if you put the 2 verses together, it's saying you need to be rich. You need to be in a position where you're a lender, not a borrower. That's what you need to teach your children. That's what you need to teach your children.
Well, I'm so glad you said that, man, because I'm always getting attacked by religious people. They think that we're not supposed to be rich. I don't get it, man. They think that we're trying to preach prosperity.
I would say I believe in prosperity. Prosperity be poverty any day of the week. Hey, I'm not talking to religious folks. So that's your mindset. If you want to be, if you have something against money and stuff like that, okay, start going to work for free. give your salary all the way. I'm not here to talk anybody into anything.
Right.
I just quoted you examples as far as like that, why you have to put yourself in a position where you want to be rich, where you want to be wealthy, where you want to have sustainable income streams coming in the event that you cannot physically go out there to work anymore. And for us, I'm not here to argue with religious folks. I'm not here to argue with people who want to debate. Far as with that, no, that's not my job. But if you want to say something, explain to me Deuteronomy 8:18, when the Lord God said, "Behold, I give you the power to get wealth, not to get poverty."
Right.
That I give you the power to get wealth. Okay, so we're not here to debate with it. We're simply looking at, okay, how do we ensure our household income? How do we grow wealth? How do we become a boss?
Cool.
Now, how do we put ourselves where we can make our own decisions? What? Most of the people they're taught to go to school. You go to first to 12th grade, you get your diploma, then you go out and get your college degree, and maybe you go get a graduate degree, or maybe for attorney, doctor, and then you go there and work for a job, work about 20, 25 years,
right,
30 years in some cases. They give you a Timex watch. You retire somewhere at 65, and you're trying to live off 40% of what you can live off 100% of.
Right.
Oh, incidentally, very little taxes, very little cost of living increases. Why do you think that you see people, elderly at a Walmart or Costco or BJ's or working in these shopping lines, standing on their feet? Do you think they do that because they're bored? They don't have nothing to do? You mean tell me you're going to work for 30 or 40 years and you're bored? No, they do that because they need the money. So once we get this money out the way, there's a whole nother life. Now, what I want to show you now, retirement is not based on age. It's based on income. If you have proper income streams, you can retire. Now, with you have proper financial goals, you can retire. Now, what is one of my financial goals? My financial goal or my main goal is what I call freedom. How do I define freedom? Right. Freedom to me is having enough time along with enough money to go where I want, with who I want, for as long as I want, anytime I want, without having to ask any man's or woman's permission to do so.
Come on, man.
At 55 years old, I do not got time I do not have time, nor will I make time to ask a grown man or woman, can I go take a 15-minute pee break? That's ludicrous to me. I don't have time to keep giving my life energy, constantly leasing it out to build someone else's wealth platform when I could take that same amount of energy and build my own platform for me and my family. This is what I go after. And so to me, it's bigger than houses, it's bigger than cars. And to me, what you need to think, how can I get my time back? I'm 55 years old. There was a time I remember when I was 15. I can tell you what happened to the 80s. I can tell you a good amount of that. I graduated high school, graduated from college. Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, the Mets in the 86 winning the World Series and everything. The 90s, I got a little bit of that. I can't tell you what happened to the 2000s. It went by like a blur. Okay, right. I can't tell you. I like to make some progress. I wake up now. I'm 55 years old. Some gray hair in my hair. The kids are calling me Mr. Fitzgerald. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I am Mr. Fitzgerald. You're right about that. But I need to have my own time, and so we're showing you that vehicle, and incidentally, like that, creating a residual income. So let me get back to that. When you create a residual income, you can actually literally earn income 5 times a month within the Karatbars business. And ladies and gentlemen, you are paid in euros on your own privately issued MasterCard. Now, why we say euros? Euros is the denomination of Germany. The companies in Germany, you purchase your gold and other items through the Karatbar stream in euros. They in turn pay you back in euros. Now, Getting back to the story. Now, when I started January 14, 2015, like everyone, I started at zero. You are building your own business. I started at zero. And what did I do besides acquire gold for myself? I would call up someone. I've said, hey, do you look for any other ways to make money? You keep your income options open.
Right.
And someone would say yes, someone would say no. All I was looking for the yes. They say, yeah, I would love to. Said, great. I'm going to send you my video, the realmoney.info, and that's going to be your video too. And it's going to give you all the answers you need. And it takes about 30 minutes. And I'm going to call you back, say like a couple hours a night, and or tomorrow at the latest. And and we'll talk to you then. I'm gone. And so when I call people back, I ask them 2 questions and 2 questions only. The number one, did you watch the video? Yes.
Right.
Number 2, do you see an opportunity for yourself? Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and get your free account set up, your free gold savings account. Send them my link, and you're going to get the exact same thing because you're going to have business right there too. Send them a link. They decide to register in as an affiliate. Okay, boom. They're going to get an email from Karatbars. They click the verified email, and instantly they have a business that's operating in 149 countries without any special licenses, without any special training.
How many countries?
149. No, without any special training.
Y'all listening? 149, man. Come on.
So I'm start doing that, and so I got the work now. Currently, right now, just by me doing that and helping other people doing that, I currently have a business of close to 12,000 affiliates all over the world. And I say all over the world, I'm talking about throughout Africa, Canada, Australia, Trinidad, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, Switzerland, Germany. I've only been to one country, and that's Canada. And I have with this global network that I run from my cell phone and computer. Okay, I can simply sit up there and I can contact people, and people start contacting people purchasing gold, saving in gold and stuff. And as they purchase in gold or purchasing other items, it builds my wealth, and I get a small percentage of that. And you can too. It creates a residual income that is paid to me weekly. Hey, I'm still saving my gold. I ain't interested in spending this. This is part of my portfolio. But if I want to live, how do I do it? I go ahead and talk to more people and then get paid in euros. So now let me explain that. Now in Karatbars, you can once again get paid 5 times a week. But in order the way you do that and create that residual income, you have to get what's called a business package. Okay, there are 4 business packages to choose from. The first business package is a VIP. That's somewhere along the line like 4,900 euros. That's what I am. I'm a VIP in my personal account and my business account. Karatbar allows you to keep 2 accounts. That move right there allows me to get paid 10 times a month as opposed to 5. But we'll get around to that. Then the second business package you can receive is called Gold Business Package. That's about 2,400 euros. And the third business package is it's called a Silver, about 595 euros. And the fourth business package is a Bronze, which is about 180 euros. Okay. Now, what do the business package do? The business package turns on something called a dual system. When in the world of Karatbars, no matter how many affiliates you have, they are either going to go on your right team or your left team. It's on a binary code. So every time that someone decides they're going to purchase gold, or if they go out there and say, hey, I want to get that new blockchain phone that you guys have, the ones that kind of makes call over blockchains or Karatbar products or blockchain
Impulse.
Or the specialized coins or anything, it's a unit value assigned to it.
Right, okay? Right.
And so incidentally, all the packages are tax deductible depending upon your country. I know in the United States they are, and they're going to come with gold in them. The gold is determined by the package you get. So you're going to get gold. You're going to get a portion of gold in there return on the package, and you're going to put your and you're going to be able to tax deduct that. So if you have a savvy accountant, you can net zero out on your package. You can write that off. Remember, I told you have your own business. That package is a business expense. So anytime someone purchases any of the items that I said within this system, because understand that they're building wealth for them. The people, my team and your team, they don't work for you. They're not like, Mr. Fitzgerald and Mr. Danny, some nice guys, man. They sound like they really got something going on. Man, I think I'm going to help them. I'm just going to help them do this thing and help them and build their business. No, that's not their motivation. I'm going to put a business together where me and my family can have something. That's what they're thinking. But because you're in your network, you benefit from that. Yeah. So anytime someone purchases gold or any of the products that I stated with this, it's going to generate what's called a unit. Okay. And so when you have 25 units come on one team, your left team or your right team, and 50 units on the other, you're going to generate a payout. Now, if you are a VIP like myself, which is a top package, that's the one you want to be. Every time that happens, you are going to get paid 80 euros loaded up on your MasterCard. It loads up on your MasterCard. It loads on your office, your back office, your dashboard, should I say? Then every Friday, it's automatically loaded up there. Hey, you know what? Let's suppose someone is in Havana, Cuba, because Cuba is in our network, and they're smoking a nice Cuban cigar. They decide to come in and get a business package and things like that. And you're not, because you have a business package, you're also going to get 10% of that, whatever package they picked up, who you personally sponsor. But let's just say, the person in Havana, he buys golds, get the business package, get one of the computers, get one of the products. Someone over in Ethiopia, a young lady over in Abu Ghraib, she's sipping espresso and stuff. She decides she's going to buy gold. Guess what? That comes to you too. So when you get 25 units on one side, 50 units on another side, once again, as a VIP, you receive 80 euros or roughly close to $100 US. Right. Because you got to factor in the conversion rate. Okay. So if a gold business package, 25 units on one side, 50 units on another side, you are going to receive a dual team payout of 60 euros, like clockwork. Right. If silver business package, 25 units on one team, 50 units on another team, you are going to receive a dual team payout of 50 euros. And if you are a bronze package holder, 25 units on one team, 50 units on another team, you're going to receive a dual team payout of 40 euros. Now, you remember Mr. Delco, who I told you about, who my friend for darn near 20 something years and stuff, and gentleman who introduced me to this. Right. That man retired from a 6-figure mortgage banking job in 103 days off a silver package. And back then, the silver package was paying 40 euros, not 50. Okay. That was 6 years ago. As a result of that, he has never punched a clock, since then. And he is full time in his business. His wife, 4 of his 5 grown children. He just decided doing it very, very well, very, very well with the business. It has helped a tremendous amount of people. That man has an organization close to 100,000 people. I mean, and so duplication is people telling other people. Remember, if I told you you're going to be a boss, bosses have systems. You're not a boss and you tell someone what to do. That's not a boss. When I use the word boss, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about ownership. That's how I think of it. You saying I'm your boss. I mean, Cash used to talk to me sometimes. You work for me. No, the heck I don't. You don't own the company. I don't work for you. You just got a title. That's all you do. And for people, y'all need to understand that. If your name is not owner, they don't work with you. You don't work for them. They, along with you, work for the owner. Right. Okay. And so you have to understand that. There's a video that I want you to watch. It's by Damien Dash. He was talking on the Breakfast Club. YouTube. And he was talking about being a boss. Get a quick concise, that he'll let you find out what a boss really is. Okay. Right. Now by having a business package, there's something like 8 different avenues you can get. You can receive income anywhere from matching bonuses to package bonuses to the dual team payouts. And so you're realizing this wealth right away. In Carrot Bars, our goal is to get you money right away. You can get your business package. You can go ahead and sponsor someone tonight, talk to them, and you can automatically get your payout next week.
Right.
Next week, doing that. How many payouts can you earn per week? Is 180,000 good enough for you per week? I mean, there's no limit. Let's talk about this. The product is gold.
Right.
You're in 49 countries. You run the business from a cell phone to computer, from the privacy of your own home.
Right.
I literally made money while I was asleep. Literally made money while I was on the bike trail. Literally made money while I was up visiting my parents in Alabama. Because I'm not there. Just because I'm not out there physically working a business, or I'm not out there, that doesn't stop the other close to 12,000 people from working their business. It happens to be in my network. And I have a very small team. Very small team. Ladies and gentlemen, you have over 6 billion people to talk to. All they have to do is 18 or over.
Right.
And with the business rewards production. That's what it is. Now, you have no minimums, no maximum. The Carrot Bars is going to let you use their multi-million-dollar software package for free. It's going to manage your whole business, your invoices, your team, all that's done for you. Incidentally, we have another system that was created by Mr. Ty and Mrs. Valerie Best called Wealth Builders, and the name says what it does. It just shows you exactly how to build wealth through this business, also for free. You're going to get the training. You're going to get the teaching. You have access to the leaders like Mr. DeVito Davison there. I happen to know his line of sponsorship. Mr. Dave and Mrs. Rosalind Betterman, dynamic leaders, dynamic uplines. These guys are some of the best in the game. And I'm not just saying, these are personal friends of mine. And they are committed to your success. Why? Simply because of the same thing. If we don't help you grow wealth in your household, it hinders us from growing wealth in our household. So we have a vested interest in seeing you succeed. Okay. Now, you don't have any minimums. You don't have any maximums. Now, if you said, well, Fitzgerald, I can't talk to anybody, or, you're just a salesman. I'm not a salesman. That's cool. I'll give you that. Let me ask you something. How did you talk that man or that woman into becoming your spouse? You had to sell yourself, didn't you? How do you talk yourself in getting that job that you work on? You had to sell them with your resume, your interview, that you're the man or the woman for the job. How do you talk yourself in the promotion? You had to sell them that you can do the job and you're the right one as opposed to everyone else, right?
Right.
How do you tell your child that you don't need to eat candy first? You need to eat your vegetables first. You got to sell them on that.
Right.
Okay. All sales is a persuasion of belief, but you still think you're selling. Okay. I live in Florida. We got to have air conditioning up here, down here. Like you guys got to have heat up in the north. Well, I like having air conditioning.
Right.
I like having food in the refrigerator.
Right.
I like sleeping in a nice bed. I like having lights on. I like having a cell phone. I can talk to people. I like to be able to have gas in my car. I like to have a car.
You like to be convenient.
Yeah, I like that, but not, I like to do things for myself. It takes money to do that.
Yeah.
So do I have to sell you on that? Sales is nothing but a persuasion of belief. So if you think you're a salesperson, if you think you're not a salesperson, you're deluding yourself. All of us have to produce a product or a service, or and give that to a people who are willing to pay us, or we don't eat. Some of us just happen to know we are, and we get proficient in it. And so you have to understand it. But really, all these are excuses for you not to create. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't got time to play with the way the stuff going right now. Either you are going to create your own revenue stream, or you're going to possibly be without a revenue stream. There's no way around it. People are hurting all over this nation, all over the world, and many people are praying to God that He would send them something like you're having the opportunity to hear right now. Maybe God is going to use you to tell them, hey, you ever look for ways to make money? Free to join. FedEx delivers your gold. You already saw this. This is in my hands, ladies and gentlemen. It's in my hands. Okay. House get ready to burn down. I grab my passport, grab this, grab my birth certificate, got a box in there, get on there. I can start. I can take this right over here, or this cash gold right here. I can take it over into South Africa. They'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I can exchange this into goods and services. They'll know what I was talking about. I can take it to Argentina, Peru, Congo, Nigeria, Switzerland, Germany, Iceland. Everywhere I go, every nation's language translates. They know this is a store of value, and it's been money for the last 5,000 years. Well, so wouldn't it be smart to have a business set around gold? Now, what's the worst going to happen? You have a whole bunch of gold in your garage? Let's think about what's the worst is going to happen. Karatbars actually have a system that you can win free gold. You have a system you can win free package upgrades. I can get in that to a little later. So what do we do right now? Let's go ahead and take action. Okay. Register your account, register your free account. Mr. Davidson will have his link there. Just go ahead and register on there. And then you're going to receive an email from Karatbars. You're going to get a phone call from him. He's going to welcome you to his team. He's going to plug you into his teaching system. Between himself and the Bettermans, you're going to have world-class attention. They're going to start you off right. I promise you that the upline that he has, these are personal friends of mine. The Bettermans, they know what they're doing, and they are committed to helping people. They really are. They're sincerely committed to helping people. They're going to help you. They're going to help you succeed. They're going to get behind you and run with you fast as you run. Now, what do you bring? You bring the hustle. We can't do that for you. And so you bring that, but we will give you everything you need to achieve. And so in my conclusion, Warren Buffett has said that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you are literally going to work until you die. Woo! Fitzgerald Stevens says, if you don't make moves will be made on you.
Come on, bro.
Look at your news headlines. You're seeing that's coming to true. Mr. Michael Delco, the gentleman who introduced this to me, he said, if you don't come from a wealthy family needs to come from you.
My God, come on, man.
And finally, a friend of mine, Prince Dinaz Amir, also in this business, working with me, one of our business partners. Mr. Amir what says, titles are not sexy, income is. Titles are not sexy, income is. Understand this, in this world, no matter where you go, they have one question for you when you want to conduct business. One question and one question only for you. And please don't ever forget it. Do you have the money or do you not? Do you have the money or do you not? You have it? Let's rock. You don't? Figure out a way to get it and come back to me when you do.
Somebody asked me, how much money do they need to have? And I always say, get in where you fit in.
Yeah. Well, how much I recommend, if you had to really, really start, I recommend you really start a silver package. Silver package about 595 euros, roughly about 640 US dollars. You can make that back by the end of the week, depending on your hustle. Or you might want to start off as VIP, but the level I'm on, or a gold package. Just find a way to get in. Now, for dudes like, ooh, that's a lot of money. Now, let me tell you what a lot of people have done. Let me tell you what a lot of people have done, and it's coming out the past now. Many people have gotten unemployment checks. They got stimulus checks. They got all types of revenue and stuff. And I get it to you, they had to pay some bills, but many of them didn't do anything with that. They went out and thought this was time to go out to take some stress off and go out to eat. or they're going to go out to get the newest Jordans or the newest James. That's not making the money for you.
They went to the mall to get some outfits.
Mall, you know, or you want to go get you some alcohol or whatever the heck you want to do. But and then you're going to be broke again. But very few people took that and like said, let me divert this into starting my business. Well, now let's determine what type of business you want. You can't go out there and really do a brick and mortar. There's a state shut down order around. You know, we're wearing masks and all everything. This is the new normal. But what did you go on the online? You see, my business never sleeps. Right now, Karatbars is working somewhere around the world, somewhere like over in Australia. It's in the morning time over there. You know, those guys are able to work over in affiliates over in Perth and Mount Morton. They can do fine. You know, different other places. Just because I'm not doing anything or I'm sitting over sleeping, they're up. And long as they're talking to someone, producing someone, it's growing the wealth and people are getting wealthier. They're getting wealthier. And in terms, you know, you can get a percentage of that, you know, when you start building your group. Duplication is the key to wealth. Duplication and asset accumulation. So what we've already said about who we are and what we're about. We're looking for business partners. Like any business, we're looking to expand. Now, we are not begging people, and you know, we love to work with you. We want to work. Are we pleading with you? Do we need anyone? Heck to the no. No, we're only looking for people who want to improve. People who want to improve. If your idea is like, hey, that's too good to be true, or you know, sound like this a scam, but that's, you know. Keep working on your job. Keep your head down. Keep hoping you don't get fired. Keep hoping you're not the one let go. Keep hoping you don't get sick. Keep hoping you don't go through a divorce. Keep hoping life doesn't happen.
Right.
You know, keep hoping.
Right.
You know, as opposed to being like, or as opposed to creating you in your family a wealth income stream. Ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you. It's up to you. And, you know, and so you need a vehicle, whatever you decide to do.
Right.
So I'm going to let everyone go. I appreciate your time, Mr. Davidson. Thank you for allowing me to come on your show. And then it's happening. I mean, Karatbars has taught me more about money. I've gathered more assets, cryptocurrency, paid in euros, cash, whatever. As a little bit, you know, building up a future. So I'm at a stage right now, you know, I don't have to worry about retirement because I decided to create me one. No, I could transfer right over to Africa right the heck now. And I have a 3-year plan. I want to actually living over there. Hey, you know what? This stuff is spent in Mozambique too. Right. The goal right there. And it's still every Friday I'm getting paid.
Right.
You know, they're on wherever I decide to go. That's how powerful this thing is. So we appreciate your time, Mr. Davidson. Thank you for having me on your show, and God bless you. Let me know if I can help you again.
Hey man, it's just really been a pleasure, man, in having you this evening, man. I run across somebody like you, man. I run across 1,000 people before I run across somebody like you, man. I pretty much didn't have to say anything. You really took the podcast, man. And you can see the response. Man. Everybody love you on here, man. They really appreciate you, man.
I'm just a simple gentleman from Southeast Alabama, from a town of 100 people. No, nothing special about me. I just wanted to be free. I just wanted to be free. I got tired of hard working and not getting anywhere. You know, I got tired of that. One day it's going to come a time, even if you love your job, you're not going to want to do it no more. And if you maybe you want to spend your time down in the Cayman Islands for a week and then stay 2 weeks. You know, like for a perfect case example, and this is rather personal. My mom, I went up to visit my mother. She's at a nursing home, you know, and I hadn't seen her in a couple of months, you know, because I was concerned about this travel ban. And, you know, back around July 5th, when I was last home, my father had turned 77 years old. So I wanted to go see my mom and dad, you know, and you know what? I made up my mind. You know, I called it in my mom's voice. She was lonely because the nursing home is locked down. I couldn't, for the first time in 55 years, I couldn't even put my own arms around my mother. You know, I'm the oldest son. That bothered me. So, but check this out. I'm sitting down there in Tampa, And this is what I do. This is what I do to earn my living. So I looked in the mirror, said, man, I'm going home. I packed the bag. I made the decision up in about maybe 3 minutes. I'm going home. Packed the bag, threw it in my RAV4. I was heading 75 north going up to Alabama. I didn't have to ask anybody, could I go see my ailing parents? I didn't have to ask, well, is it okay I go up there to see mom and dad? Well, Fitzgerald, how long are you going to be gone? Well, you better get back. You may not pay. I didn't have to go through that rigor I just wanted to see my parents, and I went up there. Didn't have to ask anybody how long I stayed. Could have stayed much longer if I wanted to, because my time is my time. Because of this business, I don't have to. I don't have to ask. I can, I can call up the Bettermans and another group who are in the same position I am. Mr. Davidson sponsor. I say, hey, let's get together, for a nice meal, some nice Thai food or whatever. Okay, where you want to meet?
Right.
Yeah, I'll see you about 2:00 on a Tuesday.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. It's a good feeling not to be able to answer to somebody's master.
Yeah, because and some of you might think I'm anti-job. I'm not, but once again, freedom is better, and that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. As far as with that, working on someone. Some people. I'm not talking about callings. There's a difference between a calling and a job. Few are chosen to be called in the Lord's work. Okay, few have a calling to be a doctor. There's a difference between being a doctor and a healer. There's a difference between being an educator and a teacher. People who have that calling, people who have that gift of God on their life to do what they do, they need to do. That's different. I'm talking about the ability, to free yourself from somewhere where you don't want to go.
Right.
I'm talking about the ability to free yourself where you don't want to deal with crazy bosses. And you can tell if you called to it or not, because if you're called to it, your stomach's not going to get tightened up in Sunday night, worried about you got to go in and deal with craziness. When you're called to it, you're gifted, you're anointed for it. It's not drudgery. I ain't never been called for no one's job.
Come on, man.
So it was always drudgery for me. Yeah, but even if it started off well, and I had some great jobs, even started off well, eventually, man, hey, you got to deal with somebody's supervisor or something like that. Maybe the husband or wife ain't treating them well. They coming in, they have a little title, they take it out on you, man. Hey, you know what? It's enough of that. I am too grown, and I'm too old to be putting up there. I wanted my freedom. Right. So when Mr. Delco said this to me, Mr. Davis, and I jumped all on it because I didn't have anything else.
Right.
So I didn't come to this thing to try it.
Right.
This is my last thing. I had to get it. So that's a little bit about my thing, and you can do it too. You can do it too. Right. And your children be glad you did.
Right. Hey, man, my staff, my team, man, they waving me down, like, wrap it up. This was awesome conversation, man. But I do want to say this before you go, man, is that if you don't, planning is the highest expression of faith. I'm going to say that to those that are viewing. You got to have a plan to connect with your faith. Faith without a plan, man, it's not going to work. But I'm telling you, if you don't have a plan, Karatbars is a real simple, inexpensive way for you to get started. Listen, guys. Hey, Fitzgerald, thanks, man.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. I have another.
Everybody just giving you some cheers and some love, man. I coming on the show, man. I'm just gonna wrap it up, man. And I really thank God for you, man. I've learned so much from you. You speak all over this nation, man. We didn't get to your testimony, how you started out and where you at now, but that's gonna be another time. It's gonna be strictly how you waited to get in Karatbars, and when you did get started, you never looked back. You never look back, man. I'm telling you, very motivational. Because if it had not been for your testimony, I would have never got into it, bro. So I really, it's always got that one person that can change your life for the rest of your life. You always been that for me.
Well, I remember when you and I met at that pizza parlor, man, over down in Tampa, stuff like that. So,
right,
you was you still had that hope in your eyes, but you like, hey, well, you still had that hope, and that's what it is. Like maybe this could be something. I need to see it. And fortunate for you, sir, that you're with the Bettermans, dude. You can't ask for a better.
They're awesome, bro. They are awesome.
Not only they're awesome, they're knowledgeable, and they working together as a unit. And you can tell, man, they're in one, they're in sync, and they care and love their people, and they're going to get out there and do what they need to help. They know every facet of this business, and I mean every facet of it.
I'm gonna tell you about them Benjamins. I have not been to work since November 24th, 2019, and I'm telling you, I'm able to be a head and not the tail because of them.
Well, praise God, and so are you seeing any questions? We got probably about time for 3 questions, or any comments you'd like to elaborate. I can't see the comments now.
Right.
Anything that sticks out to you?
Hey, man, everybody just praising you. They thank you for the information that you
guys, give the glory to the Lord, so I'm just a vessel, I'm just a vessel, I understand where everybody is, listen, I've lost homes.
There's a lot of people that hit me on my cell phone, and they mostly from Africa. They get it. Why they get it more than Americans? I don't understand that.
Would you like to answer?
What? Explain that to me, man, because they hit it. They get it, man.
Here's the answer. Over here in America, especially the West, but especially America, which is the country I'm born and raised in, this is what I know. We have safety nets over here, Social Security, pension funds. If you healthcare, if you're below a certain threshold, you can go into the clinic and they're not going to turn you down. Probably bill you're not going to turn you down. We have a lot of social safety nets where we don't fall completely through the cracks. Over in other places like Africa and parts of Latin America, they don't have that. They know if they fall, they're done. Nothing to catch them. No, they're walking a tightrope, nothing to catch us. So they have to win it. Africa is one of the strongest places to do this business in. I have African affiliates like that. Man, they come out the gates to play because you know what? They know they don't have it. They don't do something like this. They're done. Over in Asia, Vietnam, and all those places, the Philippines, they're done. They don't have the safety net. Well, that's one of the reasons why marriages work over there so well. Because ain't no going out to family court, taking half of the cat what he owned and everything like that. If they don't get it done together, all of them fail. That's the way it is. So when you don't have that, man, try something. No, we don't try it over that land. We do it or we don't. Because if we don't do this, what do we have? Over here, hey, you know what? Okay, well, no fair. I go get an employment. I go there, I go in there, go to a hospital. They ain't gonna turn me away. I go to a food bank. I go find a shelter.
Look at man, but that's awesome. We got to wrap it up. American people kind of remind me of the Jews that was trapped over in Egypt. Told Moses, "Let's go back to Egypt because we were used to the EBT card." I'm sorry, the slop. They was used to what Egypt was. They knew that was guaranteed. They was used to them taking care of them. But that's how American minds is over here. We done got so comfortable with the government taking care of us. And so when we talk about being the head and not the tail, man, that's something they can't stretch out on. They want to go back to the system. Hey, bro, we got to wrap it up, man. My staff tripping, man. So listen, man, I enjoyed you, man. You can come back anytime, man.
Sure.
Give me heads up. We schedule your subject, what you want to talk about, something on your mind. You're always welcome to the Dan Vino Division podcast. Hey guys, don't forget to go to danvinodivision.com. You can Google me. Hit me with a like, give me a comment, and make sure you subscribe. This is my good friend. This guy right here, he's affiliate, and he's so full of information. Y'all just got the tip of what he was saying tonight. This guy got more. This guy know the history. He didn't get a chance to talk about our personal gold mine over in Australia. That's one of them. We got our own gold mine with the Carrot Bars. We dig that gold up to share it with you. But that could be another topic, though. But anyway,
that'd be that's about top. But Mr. Davidson, before I go, please make sure that you have your link where people can register on your link, but register their business. Make sure that's on your YouTube page or whatever. Make sure they have an access point to register their business right up under you, and then we'll go ahead and plug in and get you the information you need. God bless you all. I appreciate it. I got to get to another appointment.
I appreciate you, bro. And thanks for just taking the time, man, because you're a busy brother. Everybody pulling on you. But you took the time to come on my show and express that. I'm telling you, this guy right here is seriously busy, man. I don't know how you sleep.
Well, it's real easy because I remember where I was before someone showed me this. I was like in the prison, didn't have any way out. So I don't forget that feeling. And so right. I have a heart for people, and and I see that you want to get. I'll make time for you. I'll make you want to be free. I'll make time for you to get free. It's just because I know what it is to be in that type of bondage and see things fall apart, and you're doing everything you can to feel like you're still slipping. So I know what it is. For someone to believe in you, give you some hope, and just show you a way. So, but Mr. Davidson, I have got to run. Appreciate you. You take care. Give me a call anytime.
Hey man, I thank God for you, man. You are my idol. You are a debt-free brother, and you ain't lacking for nothing. That's for sure. So I'm not trying to tell you business, but you doing real good. You're doing real good, man. I appreciate you, man.
I can do better by helping more people. Okay.
All right. Thank you, brother. God bless you.